Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. It's brought to you by the Detroit Lions on the Prowl and the Belly Up Sports Network. Late happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day from yesterday. Just wanted to shout you guys all out first before we started anything else. Today, we're going to talk about some draft fallout. Are there people on the bubble for the Detroit Lions that have been starters for them before? Also, we're going to talk about a bunch of news and rumors. But before we do all that, let's bring in one of my co-hosts, the man of steel himself, Curt Steele.
What up, dude? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. We know we got the question of the day. We got comic cards. We got your main course and dessert with your man, Curt. But first of all, subscribe to the channel. Join the family because we don't have fans. We don't have viewers. We got family. And it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. But I got to bring in who?
Mike Jones. Who? Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fans?
Let's get this thing started.
Right now.
Let go.
It's Detroit Lions talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We're going to talk about some draft fallout today, and I'm going to go to my main man, Curt, on this one first.
All right, so we've already seen it. Kerryon Johnson was let go, but picked up by the Eagles. Hey, Kerryon, good luck in Philly. He reunites with Darius Slay over there in the city of brotherly love. But let's look at some more positions that players, it's going to be the draft fallout. Your position is not safe. This regime has let it be known the first shot across the bow was Kerryon Johnson. Like, hey, here's the first shot. You guys aren't safe. If you don't produce or you don't have the ability to stay on the field, you got to go. So let's take a look at some of the defensive players that I think that maybe on the way out the door, if they can't stay on the field. A couple of them to me come to mind. One has to be Austin Bryant. The guy still has very limited ability to get on the field just because he just stays injured. I mean, I didn't know the guy was still on the roster for like 2 years because he just never played. Just to be honest with you, I'm like, who's that guy? Oh, we got a new guy? Oh, he's been here a couple. Okay, so that guy. And then I saw an article, and I just 100% believe that this is going to be true. Jahlani Tavai is maybe on his way out the door. I just don't see a role for him in this defense. I just don't see, unless they kind of move him toward the line. I just don't, because he doesn't have enough speed to play on the outside edges. He doesn't have enough speed to play in the inside. So I just don't see where. Now, I did see a video of him. That guy has lost a lot of weight. He's going to be coming into camp for about 235. So he's coming in a lot smaller than what he is. I mean, he has cut some weight. I mean, like he's wringing out his sweatsuit, the heat suit that make you sweat. I mean, he's sauna suit. He's trimming down. I will say this. So maybe, he knows that the writing's on the wall for him. So, I guess he's trying to get lighter and faster because if he doesn't, arrivederci, baby, he got to go. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. If you look at the rest of the roster on the defensive side of the ball, a couple players come to mind as well. In the back end of the defense, maybe Will Harris. I mean, he doesn't produce.
Might disagree with you on this one.
He don't produce. Look at the moves that the Lions have made in the offseason. They just brought in another safety, two safety in undrafted free agents. So they got two undrafted free agent safeties. Plus, they brought in a corner that can play safety from college. They drafted one. And they brought in Dean Marlowe coming over from the Bills. So they brought in some depth at safety. And if he doesn't produce, hey, brother, we're going to holler at you later. But, Mike, what you got on, since you just so heavy on your boy Will Harris, Pascaloni's homie from BC, who do you think?
Oh, that's a low shot there.
Who do you think is on the bubble with the draft fallout on this roster?
I know he's a very good player when healthy, but Desean Hand is a guy who could be, and the thing is his rookie season, it was like, wow, he's a great defensive lineman, but he hasn't been able to stay on the field. And as much as we like to keep him based off his potential, when you draft two defensive linemen that are very well capable, that are A+ athletes, and it's like, man, you better get on the field, man, or you're gonna get cut. So Desean Hand is the most popular guy, I think, to get cut, possibly on that block besides Jelani Tavahi. So, but I think Tavahi will play better in the middle than he will at outside linebacker. I think Jelani, because he won't be exposed as much.
Right.
When you're in the middle of the field, you got outside help. So I think Jelani Tavahi will be okay. I think Desean Hand is the one who's really on the cutting block because we deep at defensive tackle right now. So
you're deep in these streets. Yeah,
I agree with that. I'm going to say a few things about that. I think we trade Jelani Tavahi to New England. New England coveted him coming out of college. I think that he fits what they do a lot better than he fits what we do. And I think there's going to be a purge of the old regime's players. If you're on the board or you're gone. Another couple names that come to mind is Desean Cornell. I think he's one that couldn't stay healthy. First year we haven't even really seen much from him that what he can do, but I think that he may be one of the people on the block. Desean Cornell.
Yeah, he got drafted seventh round draft pick last year
out of Ohio State.
Austin Bryant Jr.
Austin Bryant Jr.
His defense only had one season.
Austin Bryant Jr.
Yeah. Same difference. I think Jelani Tavahi's gone. Do you put him ahead of Barnes? I don't. So I think he's slipping on the depth chart. I don't think he starts. I really don't. I don't think he starts. Where's he going to start at?
You got Derek Barnes and Jamie Collins in the middle.
You got Angeloni and Cam. You just said his name and I can't.
Jamie Collins. Yeah.
You got those two are starting. Barnes is backing up. The other two positions in this 3-4, if they're going to run it that way, are going to be the edge rushers. So
most likely the Aquara brothers or something.
Aquara, you've got the other Aquara, you got Flowers. You got depth at defensive line. So I think that's a position that those guys, the writing's on the wall for Jelani Tavahi, Desean Cornell. There's another few people, but what's interesting with Kerryon Johnson? He is not only reuniting with one Lion, he's reuniting with two, and one in the running back room with Jason Huntley, who is over there in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he had a short.
He
had a short cup of coffee with the Lions. Yeah, he did.
He was picked, and I liked him, and they got rid of him, and that the rest is history. But I think that we're getting set at certain positions, and they're putting their flavor on this team. And anybody that was on the previous regime that's kind of on the bubble, this draft has told us, you know what? We are going to fill this team out the way we see fit and not the way you see fit. The 7th round guy out of Oregon, the running back,
Oregon State,
Jamar Jefferson. He was ranked to go in the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah.
Not kidding either. This is draft grades that other people had on this guy, and he fits the mold. He really does. He fits the mold of what they want to do. And I think he's the 3rd, 4th running back right now. I got Raheem Boyd making the team.
Yeah.
So I got both of those guys on there. So the writing's on the wall for some of these guys. And I think Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are looking to build their own team the way they want to build it from the trenches out. And I love the way they're doing it. I really do.
Right. And you look at if you've been kind of listening to these Lions in the media, they're getting their media kind of coverage in right now, doing interviews. The players are. You had Goff's press conference the other day, and he appreciated the Lions having faith in him and he liked what they did with the offensive line, especially drafting Sewell. I keep that Penny and Pennicini mixed up. Sewell, but he likes that. He likes that, he had the faith in him. They didn't draft a quarterback, so he appreciates them having faith in him to run this new scheme. No, we mean, like, we kind of have an inkling what they're going to run, but we'll see with Anthony Lynn, who has a propensity to be balanced. I mean, the guys have had some of the best passing offenses in the league and some of the best running offenses in the league. So he fits the mold. He's flexible. He can do both.
Some people will get upset at this name, but Quintez Cephas is not guaranteed. I'm going to tell you that right now. It was Shawnee J posted that in one of the Lions groups on Facebook, and it was like, will Quintez Cephas make the team? I'm not sure.
Penasini's
the other name.
Yeah,
I mean, those guys' contracts are so cheap. They're still on those rookie deals. It's hard to see them being cut ahead of guys like Desean Cornell, who got a couple years or all our receivers are really fresh. I just don't see them cutting people who just coming off their rookie season. Maybe they will like the year after if they don't produce, but I think they're trying to keep.
For me, Mike, it's all about scheme fit though, and the new regime. Right. I just think that there's some people that just don't fit right now, and I think those people, whether the contract, look at Kerryon Johnson. There was no reason to really release him. He was not on an expensive contract, really.
No, he was in the last year's rookie deal.
He just didn't fit what they wanted to do and the type of player that they wanted to have here. I mean, they're making statements by what they're doing. They're saying, hey, you know what? If you don't fit what we want to do here, you're out of here.
Now, I will say this about Cephas. He definitely played faster last year than his 40 time or whatever, schematic, the statistics, state. He had some deep threats with Matthew Stafford last year. So is he a deep threat like the rest of those guys on that roster? No, because you think about it, he doesn't fit that 4-3, 4-4 type of 40 type of guys that we have on the roster. I think the slowest guy is Amara St. Brown. I think he won a 4-4, 4-5, something like that. Yeah. So he's the slow guy. I think Stevens are like a 4-7. So I mean, he didn't have a great 40 time. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Jim. He just doesn't maybe fit what the Lions want to do as far as opening the field up. But I mean, we'll see. He has great hands, definitely. He does. He does. I mean, I know he had a little snafus earlier in his rookie season, but he came on down the stretch and he was able to. I think this college quarterback didn't have a big arm. I think this adjusting to Matthew Stafford was his problem early in his rookie season, but he got it right. He came on later on, but you're right. I don't know. He could be one of those guys that maybe on the way out of town just because of the fact that he may not fit what they're doing with the new offense.
All right. It just all depends on how St. Brown comes on. I think he starts. Yeah, I think he starts slot receiver. Yeah, if he does, then you know what, Cephas could be gone. But I think it all depends on St. Brown. Cephas' future depends on St. Brown and how he comes along, or maybe if say Sherratt makes the team, and then Cephas is gone. But you just gotta have that one sure-handed guy on your roster. So that's
I think Amon St. Brown could be that guy.
Around St. Brown, no catch. I mean, these kids, if you see it this weekend, I saw it this weekend, those three brothers are at home and they have a jug machine in their garage.
Yep.
And I think he had a soda in one hand and was catching balls with one hand out of the jug machine. He was standing close to it. Wow. He was standing like 10 feet away from that thing. I mean, he was snatching them up one hand. So, I mean, that story is ridiculously good with those kids out there with those St. Brown brothers, but they don't play. Them cats train all year round, and
he may be the best out of the brothers.
I think he's the best of all of them. And he's like, he don't even like Green. He said he can't wait to play Green Bay. He don't care if his brothers are on there or not. He want to light Green Bay up.
I think he's your starting slot receiver. I do.
I think
I think
so.
you got. I think if that guy from the Raiders is healthy, then he'll start.
Williams
Williams
Mhm.
and Brashad Perryman, I think, has the other spot.
on the outside.
If you're running, I don't think we run a lot of 3 wide receivers sets, even though it's more of a spread type of offense, because they utilize the tight end quite a bit.
Yeah,
So I
you
think
you can
Hockenson and
slide
Fells,
Hockenson out in the slot, and you can spread out Hockenson anywhere.
and
Yeah.
Fells is a
Yeah.
6'7" target.
Yeah, man, have you guys seen Hockenson?
Oh,
He's even better shape than he was last offseason.
he
That dude
trains
is
all the time.
that dude.
Yeah, him and Kittle, man, they be
Mhm.
going to work.
I
Yeah, they
mean,
do.
like
That'd be the most entertaining YouTube show. I swear to God. Those two
man,
guys.
those guys just with their Instagram stories is
I know.
ridiculous enough.
I'm glad that Hockenson and Kittle are like that, man, because
Mhm.
he's
too.
teaching him everything, man, and it's rubbing
Mhm.
off on him.
No, I
is.
agree.
It is.
I agree. Hawkinson's going to be a beast
Is-
in this new offense.
Is there one position before we move on to the next segment that you see that we have to bring in a player to kind of shore up the depth on the
Safety.
roster?
Absolutely, it's safety.
Right guard.
Right guard.
I like
I'm
that
gonna-
pick too, but there's a right guard. Yeah, I would bring in Trey Turner if he's not injured, because if he could get back to his Pro Bowl form, and the people from San Diego would know that. But if he can
Right.
get back to his Pro Bowl form, he's plug and play, Big V's a backup, and that way you've got depth where Big V could come in, either play tackle or guard. If someone gets hurt, then you got Trey Turner there. If he returns to form, worst case, you've got him as a backup.
Right.
Best case
Right.
scenario, he starts and you look at that offensive line.
Yeah,
Right.
Anthony Lamb, work your magic, man.
Okay. So my guy, my position is quarterback. I still don't trust. I don't trust Boyle coming over from the
Green Bay?
Packers.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. I think a good solid veteran quarterback would be something we could definitely have.
Looking for Chase Daniel 2.0. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
somebody to come. I mean, just because of the fact that I understand that Goff he is one of those guys that plays. I mean, he missed one game in his career in LA, and that was because he had thumb surgery. He didn't start, but came back. And when the other guy got hurt, he came back and played. So the guy's pretty tough. I mean, he just has a quiet demeanor. So just because he doesn't have that grit, say that loud grit, but he has some grit. He's a quiet strength. So, but I think that I would like another quarterback to come in to compete, because right now we have
got anybody you think about, or
we got Tim Boyle and David Blau. I'm just not settled with that. There's a couple of free agent quarterbacks out there. Do I have a specific name? No, but
okay.
It's just one of those things where I think that maybe it's there may be a position that Brad Holmes may look at shoring up here in the near future.
If I thought, and this is Trey Turner too, but if I thought that we had a chance to contend this year, I would think about those couple positions and whatever, but I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
So I think that, I think we could rock with what we have and be okay. I mean, because I don't think we're going to win a whole lot anyway. I don't know if they want to win a whole lot. I know they want to win. I'm not going to say that. But if we could score a pretty high draft pick next year with the secondary first round pick we have, we could really do some building next year too. So I like that idea.
I think David Blau plays better with this West Coast system than he does with that wide open line spread type of formula. Because David Blau didn't play that bad.
I'll give it to you.
His interceptions to turnover was like 5 to 7. So you know what I'm saying, that wasn't great. But when you look at his arm strength, the way he moved in the pocket, and how he completed his passes, he wasn't that bad of a guy. So if you sure up that now we're out of that spread offense, now we're in more of a West Coast system, it might fit David Blau.
I think Boyle's a wild card here because we don't know enough about what he's done. He's only had like one NFL game and he's the preseason king, but that doesn't tell me anything about what we have there. So that's kind of the wild card in that situation. But I think safety is our biggest need. I really do. So that, I mean, you'd say wide receiver, but actually right now pretty set with wide receiver right now. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
You know,
We're gonna carry what 5 in the season, maybe 6.
Yeah, you carry 6. I mean, maybe the 6 is your special teams guy on a gunner or something like that.
It's quality, not quantity at this point.
Definitely.
Right.
We
You
really
know,
don't
maybe
have
one
the
of those
quality.
Maybe one of those undrafted free agents, you know what I'm saying, makes their mark on the special teams and makes the roster.
First round grade on him last year with the way too early stuff. Sage Sherrod had a first round grade.
I tell you, he was before last season. He had a pretty decent career at Wake Forest.
Yeah.
And shout out to my stepmom. She just moved to Wake Forest down here, so she.
All right.
She lives in Wake Forest, so shout out to Rosa. She definitely she lives in that area, so that Wake Forest area is nice. I just like the fact that the Lions going to have a different mentality. We as fans. And we as, what do you call that? Tempered expectations fans.
Yes.
We don't see, the Lions doing, much. We, like you said, they want to win, but they may not want to win, too much. But I saw an interview this weekend before, and I saw Jamar Williams, and he had a statement.
Mm-hmm.
He said, don't think you come in here, you playing the same on Lions. We leave here, you're gonna be marked up. So.
Yeah, he said we're out for wins, and you know what? Maybe I don't see it. No one else sees it. They got him picking second overall to Houston next year. Yeah. That could change. I mean, they always say all kinds of bad stuff about the Lions, no matter what we have on our team. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, but let's get over into our Detroit Lions news and rumors today. First off, we got the NFL season workout and minicamp schedules are set. Mike, tell us what those dates are.
All right, so we got off-season workouts start May 25th through the 27th. Then they come back June 2nd through the 4th, and then they return June 14th, which is my sister's birthday. Through the 17th. Okay. And then mandatory minicamp is June 8th through the 10th. And the rookies will report to minicamp May 14th through the 16th. So those dates,
Friday.
So the rookies don't have no break. You better, hug your mom and congratulations, send that check.
Coach Dan Campbell was going like this. He says, "That's the last time I'm gonna rub your shoulders, big man."
Yeah. Yeah. Do everything. Kind of get your family situated, and because you on that bus, boy.
I don't know if you guys have heard, this. I think we can tackle it a little bit in a depth later, but there seems to be some issues with some of the veteran players in the OTAs this year. They're not. There's some veterans are like, they don't want it. They're not going to show up, because they're because OTAs are pretty much voluntary, because the only mandatory thing is the mandatory minicamp, and that's that 3-day period, because of the fact that it's not safe, and so they don't want to work out, and see what happened to that player that was out there in Denver that had that torn Achilles, or I think what it was, or ACL, and then the league isn't playing for that, or and they put him on a non-football injury list, and he was working out. So I want to talk about that later, but this is an interesting thing that's developing between the veterans and the Players Association not wanting to participate in voluntary workouts. But then you have the contracts are written with bonuses for workouts. I think that's how some of the teams are kind of getting those guys in the building with that. But we'll touch on that a little bit later. The next up, we have former Lions running back. We said about this already. Kerryon Johnson claimed by the Eagles. What do you think about Kerryon going to Philly?
It was quick. They jumped on that pretty fast. I got something else. What you were saying about the veteran players and stuff like that didn't want to join. I watched an interview with Mark Schlereth, and he said it's a bunch of garbage. And he's a player. He says I don't. He says I don't like that at all because it's not genuine. He said you can see their Instagram and see them all partying together and all this other stuff, but it's too dangerous to come back to a facility that's been totally cleaned.
Yeah, I feel what he's saying. Because especially with the Lions, because the Lions had the best. I think they had the best in the league COVID protocol last year. They were the first team to get certified. They had a very strict, regime about what they did, their regiment, excuse me. They had a very strict regiment on what they did as far as COVID protocol. So I don't see that in Detroit, but I haven't heard any Lions complain about, coming in for, voluntary OTAs, but
anybody you can get a day off from work, you're getting that day off from work. Yeah. It is what it is, man.
I mean, they better not complain.
They're calling in sick.
We got a whole new regime. I'm talking about we gutted this thing from the inside out. So building that chemistry, being on the field, that team, that camaraderie, it has to come before everything else. I mean, that's really going to tell what this team is going to be is how many people are willing, to do the things that are necessary to build that bond, that camaraderie to help the organization, and not just all about the paper and all about all my free time. And you know what I'm saying? It's just,
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Let's go back to Kerryon Johnson for a second. And the talent is there. There's no denying the kid has talent. It's just, I don't why I feel, and you disagree, but I don't feel I don't feel he has that mental part of the game. I just don't. And I think he gets injured way too much. And it just is what it is. I wish him success, in the Eagles organization, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
He lasted about 3 hours on the
he was on the waiver wire very, very, very long. And it's I think it has to do definitely with the blocking ability that he has, you know what I'm saying? So keeping that quarterback upright, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, he reinvented himself because the Lions was saying, he just kind of fell on that depth chart. He just kept falling. And he, you know what I'm saying? Like The Rock says, know your role, jabroni. And he made sure he did that, becoming a blocking running back.
Any thoughts on Kerryon going to Philly, Mike?
No, I mean, I'm happy for him, and hopefully everything works out.
All right. Yeah. Detroit Lions signed undrafted free agent Nick Pickett. He's out of Oregon too. I wonder if Penei Sewell was kind of saying, "Hey, you know what? This guy might be." No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure when they watched Oregon, they saw some film on him too. He is and we discussed this on Friday just a bit, but he's more of a strong safety. He's not going to cover many people, but he can hit. That dude can hit and tackle.
Maybe a special teamer.
That would be my guess as well.
Special teamer, definitely. I'll say this, and it's kind of went under the radar. I saw a stat on Twitter this weekend. We have a very heavy Pac-12 influence on this roster. Yeah. And we got 3 of the top 5 players from the Pac-12 on our roster right now. So that were like rated coming out in the draft. So it's looking like we had that very good Pac-12 Brad Holmes West Coast influence coming to the roster.
I agree with that, and I like that. It's pretty good competition out there. It's not the SEC, but still, I think they did really well.
To be honest with you, outside of a couple of teams, the SEC isn't the SEC. I mean, you think about this. You got players out of Alabama, maybe some out of Georgia, maybe Florida. Okay, where else are you getting a lot of big name talent out of a college, out of the SEC?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just Texas A&M. Kellen Bond was probably the biggest name. I mean, he's going to be a backup, right? Looking at other schools, maybe Mississippi had a wide receiver go here or there. LSU, I forgot about them. LSU usually has some good talent, but other than that, I mean, those few schools out of all, because SEC is a huge conference.
Yeah.
It is.
The SEC is, the Big Ten just has as many players, coming out in the draft. It just is what it is. I mean,
But like
mean,
I said, I was just saying it's good competition out there. It's not.
Yeah,
like
it's good competition. I like the Pac-12.
It's not like they're playing St. Mary's of the Blind or something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's not like they playing them. They ain't playing the Mountain. You know what I'm saying, the Mountain West or something like that. You know,
right? Exactly.
You know, they're playing in that's a really good conference.
They're
out there.
playing SC over there, and there's some good teams over there.
What do you call? Because some people don't understand the Pac-12 because they play so late, you know what I'm saying? So they don't watch Pac-12 football, but Pac-12 football is a really good competitive conference out there.
Oh yeah. And Utah is underrated too.
No, I agree with that.
The Fighting Utes of Utah.
The Utes.
Yeah.
All right. So Dan Campbell.
Fighting Mormons.
Oh, sorry.
The Fighting Mormons.
Dan Campbell shocked that Ifeatu Melifonwu was available in the 3rd round. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, the guy's a good player.
He had a second-round grade.
Yeah, second-round grade. So the guy, I mean, you got a pretty good corner. You know, he didn't have the same flashy, you know what I'm saying, as, Surtain or J.C. Horn or, some of the other guys, even Caleb Farley, but he's a good, solid corner. I mean, he just had to play in probably one of the worst football conferences in the nation, the ACC. Like I said, outside of Clemson and last year Notre Dame, because they had a reprieve just because of COVID, because they usually don't play football in the ACC. I mean, the ACC football isn't really that great. So
true.
Yeah.
And before that, they played in the Big East, and that's even worse.
That's even worse. It is.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that, Mike?
Leagues. Yeah, I think Melifonwu was. I think they kind of stumbled on the way to the podium with the car. They was rushing to get up there because he's a big corner / safety. I believe he's gonna play like that Tracy Walker kind of role when he first came into the league. So they definitely rushed that up to the podium.
I think he's gonna stay at corner. I do.
I think he's gonna stay at corner. Too. That guy's fast.
He can't. People can't believe how fast he turns his hips for someone that big.
Yeah, he's smooth.
And I think I think that he's going to stay at corner. I watched him, and more. I think he's going to be a corner of the future for us. We're going to roll out probably 3 corners, of course, and then a couple safeties. So if you're running out 5 DBs, I think he's one of them.
Man, if you ain't up on your African pronunciations, you're going to have trouble with this defense.
Yes, you will.
Ozarike, Okuda, Aurorier.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be up on your African dictionary pronunciations.
You're going to have to, for real. I mean, that is going to be, I can't wait to see outsiders that's not inside our Detroit Lions team try to call the games and stuff.
The Okwara brothers. I mean, it's just, for real.
Deep.
I mean, we motherland deep over
They're all good players, though.
They're good players.
They're good players, and
good players, definitely.
One interesting. It's just interesting that we have all this talent now. I think that we got out of this draft, and to feel like finally, and I think this is a sentiment that is all over Lions fans, Lions YouTubers. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's like we finally are cracking the door open with hope. It's not fully blown open wide yet, but people are kind of like, I kind of see that little sliver of light in the doorway.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's rock over to the Wall of Fame. And today, who do we have on that Wall of Fame, Curt?
You know who it is, man. We got Detroit Drew, DSA member, Midwest Lion, Bubble Bo, John Kapler, Detroit Lions Talk with Micro Mike. And shout out to Micro Mike for, dipping in for the Free for All Friday last week. Sub Z Trap City Boys Entertainment. Boy, that's a long man. I always like that name. Art Allen, Crystal Wiley, Steve Castillo, Batman of the 313, and the Latino Lion round out our bronze members. We go over to the silver members. We got Nomis J, Jason Portis, Cap Ice Cold, and Go Lions. All right, we rounded out with the gold members. We got Bob Corso, North End Ken, Just in the D, friend of the show, Miles Gibbs, Larry McQuiston, Randall Flag 606, who always has some great takes. Randy Prince, the Gridiron Blitz. He has some great content on his channel over there too. So go over there and check him out. And you know the Dr. Detroit is always in. So that is the Wall of Fame. To become a member, click the join now button in the description and you will learn how to become a member of the Wall of Fame.
And today we don't have Lions trivia. We will have that later today. So check for that in our Twitter and Facebook places and social media. But now we're going to go to your comments and the comment cards for today. Southwest Lions says, how much improvement will we see from the Lions due to better coaching and more of a player's coach? And I also want to put in there when he's saying that players that have played the game coaching, because I think that's extremely important too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a big improvement for the people that they brought in. I'm not sure how big of an improvement it is for players like Chalani Tavai and people like that, because it may still be a square peg in a round hole because of the different defense that we're going to play.
Yeah, definitely. And I will hold up on that players coach thing with Dan Campbell. I'll hold up on that one a little bit. Hold on. Pump your brakes with him being a player. Now, I'm not saying that he's not, but Dan Campbell, he's a light of fire under you type of guy. So, you know, like he already told to Sewell, this is the last time on Rub Your Shoulders. He's going to push players. So, you know, I will hold up.
If you ain't playing like you're supposed to be playing for him, he will let you know. There was some film on that tight end that he threw out over to the sideline. Where was that? Was that New Orleans, I think.
I believe it was New Orleans, the Q at the tight end coach down there. Yeah, that guy, I don't know about that player coach stuff, huh?
You know what? I think because you got to look at the NFL, and the NFL is changing dramatically. It's trending dramatically. And the change is now with the players and their attitudes. Players' attitudes aren't the same as they were before. Nowadays, you need people on the field who can relate to them, because you all know if the players don't respect you, the players ain't listening, because you know what they figured out. We making more than you. So you're not going to tell me nothing. So having coaches that they respect and they can listen to and know, you know what I'm saying? I think that makes a whole bit of difference, especially in the X's and O's of the game. People who can show you, who actually know what they're doing. Not just from watching, but who actually can say, well, you know what? When I caught 200 yards, I did it like this, because, you know what I'm saying? I think that helps a lot.
Yeah. All right. Doug Prince 72 says, I can't remember the last time the Lions had a stacked O-line. I know Barry had some good lines. Really? Okay. Early in his career. Yeah, but damn. Okay. With the Dolphins releasing starting safety Bobby McCain, which is a name I kind of brought up when we looked at some of the safeties last week. Sucks they didn't grab him. Averaged 90% of the snaps, started 6 years with 89% of the snaps in 2020. The guy, he's a young guy. He was their team captain. So, I mean, you know, I think he was there Dan Campbell's last year on that staff. I think it was his rookie year. So they may have, look at bringing him in. I mean, that's one of the positions I know that Jim says we need to make sure we still address, because we don't have enough of those guys in the fold, at least veterans in the fold right now.
He was a starting safety on a bad team, and I don't think he's a starter. It's my opinion.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, you heard it. The DET, which I think stands for Detroit Fat Man says, Payne Ragnow is greater.
I think it's Fan Man, not Fat Man.
Fan Man, bro.
My bad.
Put your glasses on, bro. Put your glasses on.
No, I was looking at the arrows at the bottom of the screen. No, Detroit Fan Man says Payne Ragnow greater than Payne Galladay. Yes,
I agree.
Yes, because
100% I agree.
Yeah, because Galladay is just not the formula for receiver that we need here. And two, when you're rebuilding the franchise, you build O-line, you build line out. So Payne Ragnow was very important. So I agree with you.
I like Galladay. I don't have nothing against Galladay. It's just that it's just where our cap was at the time. And what do you think is more important for this team? And I think running the ball is extremely important for this team. Payne Ragnow is absolutely greater than Payne Galladay.
He was so humble at his press conference, man. He was just thankful. And,
love that dude.
Talk about his dad, man. You know, I lost my dad some years ago, and we had that kind of similar close relationship. So I understand exactly where he's coming from.
Be Ready Athletics. Keizu Ninja says, I do agree with the move. He's talking about Kerryon Johnson here. I do agree with the move, though. I get paid far less to show up, way more. Just saying.
Yeah. Okay.
That's funny. I'm sorry. It was funny.
All right. Verbal Kent. Well, you had to give me this. Boy, this dude wrote a paragraph. He's out in the live chat, which to me is fantastic live chat to be on. You guys interact with the live chat so well. Thanks, man. We appreciate it. We try to. It's always awesome. Anyway, I made a comment about Desean Cornell being a second-round pick and hopefully made more useful at linebacker that was taken out of context. Okay. As a Lions fan, you have to be a complete cave dweller not to know that the Tavai pick was totally influenced by the New England Patriots. We do know that. And that the Lions reached for Tavai. Well, of course he did, because we don't know. They didn't have no damn film on him. My comment
I knew you'd love to react to this. That's why I put it there.
My comment revolves around more that it would be better to cut him next year if he doesn't pan out as the dead money to cap savings would be far more favorable toward the Lions in 2022. Fair comment. It's tough to get context across in a live chat, but besides that, you guys are doing a fantastic job. Thanks, Verbal Kent. Go Lions. Hey, man, we appreciate that, man. We know that, the Lions played Stretch Armstrong when they picked Tavai because they reached like a mug. You know what I'm saying? They were Mr. Fantastic when it came to Tavai because they stretched that arm out and missed long ways to reach for that dude.
Get over here.
I think they trade Tavai. I don't think Tavai stays here. I think he gets traded, and let's get a pick for him. I don't care what pick. Just get a pick for him. I mean, we're trying to stockpile those draft picks. Let's get a draft pick for him. Kerryon Johnson. Why couldn't we have traded him to Philly? I don't get that. That's something for me that feels like we could have traded Kerryon and got a late round pick. Just my opinion.
Maybe. Big West Kevin says in a very much shorter statement. We built the trenches. Now let's find a linebacker and safety in free agency. I agree.
I'm out there.
I agree.
I look at that the top free agents out there. There's a ton of names out there. You wouldn't think that will be out there right now. They're out there. They're like, they're gonna have to take those 1 year prove it deals because of the fact that the cap space isn't out there just because it's limited, except for you have a few teams like Indianapolis who didn't, spend a lot in free agency and they have some cap space, but these guys is out there a fit for those, a fit for.
But I don't know about, to me, I think linebackers set, and everybody's going to disagree with me, but you have to consider we're only playing 2 actual linebackers. The rest are defensive ends, jack linebacker position, the edge rushers on either side. So we're not playing a whole bunch of linebackers in this system.
We loaded up on defense on edge. We are loaded on edge, and that's probably the reason because we switched they know what they want to do. We switched schemes to that, and they wanted to load up on those guys. So we are totally loaded on defensive ends or outside linebackers.
The other thing is, I think we want to roll over cap space to next year. I don't think we're going to sign too many more free agents unless it's a really, really cheap deal. I think we're going to rock with what we have, and this is a build. It's not we're going all in to win this year. So just don't expect a lot of big names or anything like that coming out forward. I don't see it.
You know what? Jadeveon Clowney, what happened last year to him is what's going to start happening to a lot of named people. People are going to wait until about a week before the season when your price has to come way down just because you want to be on the roster from you don't want to miss no weekly paychecks. And they're going to sign guys for cheap. I think that's what's happening a lot
a week after the season starts. There's something there, and I can't remember what the rule is, but there is a reason why people wait till like a week after. I can't remember what it is.
I think it's something with the cap.
I think it's something with the guaranteed money.
Yeah, something rolls
possible
over to the next season or something like that. Yeah.
So anybody in the chat, let us know what that is that people save money by signing free agents after the first actual game of the season. I think it's either the first or second, but I'm pretty sure it's the
membership
first.
to Geico.
It sounds good. I mean,
15%.
maybe
Say
get
15 minutes, save you 15%.
Geico. Okay, that's crazy enough. All right. Question of the day: what position group or what individual player do you think is going to be affected by this draft and the new regime coming in? Who's on the chopping block next is basically what I'm asking you. So that's the question of the day. Who is on that chopping block next? That's it. So now I'm going to go to our favorite part of the show, my favorite part of the show, the Dessert with Curt.
All right, so I want to say congratulations to Trey Flowers. If you didn't know it, you don't follow him on Instagram or anything like that. Trey Flowers got engaged over Mother's Day. Yeah. So him and his new fiance, got engaged yesterday. She is having his next child. So they'll be coming, another baby's coming real soon. So congratulations to Trey Flowers and his new fiance for getting engaged over the weekend. It's always good to see the love that comes with getting engaged. And I always like those things. So congratulations to Mr. Flowers, and big shout out to Kerryon Johnson. Him and his girlfriend are expecting, so they should be having that baby girl any day now. So congratulations to both of those families.
I'm going to go to final thoughts today. My final thoughts for today are this. I am so excited about this team, and I'm so excited to see this team on the field. Usually I'm trying to hold back expectations and stuff. I don't believe we're going to be great this year. I don't believe we win a lot of games because the schedule is going to be brutal. You watch. I'm going to predict it now before it happens that we'll have more road games than home games in the first 5 games. So in the first 5 games, we'll be at home twice and on the road 3 times. Schedule comes out on the 12th, and we'll have a reaction show after that date. After that comes out, we'll have a reaction show. But I'm telling you right now, the NFL loves to screw the Lions, and that's the way they'll do it this year. But I'm feeling great about the direction, where we're headed, what we're going to be doing, and next year's draft and next year's cap space looks really, really good. So let's just enjoy the build. Okay, let's not get into wins and losses and all this stuff. Let's focus on the players and the people that are getting an opportunity here, and let's look at it in an optimistic viewpoint for the build. Put it that way.
Yeah.
All righty. And on another note, I just wanted to kind of change the subject. I read something, a headline on NFL Network, and my condolences go out to Tariq Cohen and his family. Tariq Cohen's twin brother, Terrell Cohen, died. I'm not sure if it was yesterday or the day before. And I know that's a tough pill to swallow, especially being a twin brother. People, we don't really know, the connection that you have with the twin. That's like your better half, and and it's like you're almost like a married couple the way you grow up together and do everything together. And I know that's a tough one on the Cohen family, and my condolences go out to him. And I know, hopefully you come back and you become a better man because of it.
Yeah, definitely. My final thoughts for today is just how we started the show. Happy Mother's Day to everyone, belated. I'd like to send a heavenly Mother's Day to my mom, Catherine Ann Zamora, and my grandmother, Myrtle McAdams. So many mothers, and my sister-in-law, Darlene Boone. And a happy Mother's Day to my wife, Rosalind. Great job raising our family, keeping us straight. Keeping me in line, because I'm a mess to deal with a lot of times. So I already know. But just being the rock of our family, and shout out to my daughter Sharice as well. She's an excellent mother to my grandchildren. So shout out to all the mothers out there again. But I just wanted to make sure I ended the show with that. So you know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And as always, join the family, baby. You know what it is, because we don't have fans, we don't have viewers, we got family, and it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And you can go over and check out our show over on bellyupsports.com. They have a ton of articles over there written by some great writers. And you can go over there and check it out with a bunch of podcasts. Like I said, they're adding podcasts all the time. And they just redid the website. It is so fluid over there. So you can go over and check out a ton of content over there on bellyupsports.com. And if you're going to get some Lions gear, like your boy Curt is wearing right now, you can go over to Fanatics. The link in the description below, and a portion of the proceeds from the sales from that link go to help grow this content on this channel. You're going to buy it anyway, so go ahead and click over to Fanatics. And like I said, join their My Rewards program, the Fancast Rewards program, and you can earn yourself some free Lions gear. So, go ahead and click the button, baby. It's right down in the description. And it is Monday. So, grind hard, baby. The week is starting, but we got 2 days till we get the release of the schedule. I know we can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. Is the big news of the week definitely is that. And then we have the rookies coming in for the start of their mini camp on Friday. So as you go about your day, you know what you got to do, baby. You got to boss up. Ball out and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, Mike and Jim, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.